What else you got?
All right, this is a little weird. So Sky Sports announced that Dan Hardy will be part of the Mayweather-McGregor commentary team.
I love that. It's Dan Hardy great. And Carl Froch, right?
Yeah.
I love Sky Sports, man. They're doing it right.
Which is great, but it seems like he's throwing a little shade at you.
Oh, really?
So it says here, Hardy agreed that a lot of Schaub's analysis was hot air and hopes he can bring more knowledge and intellect to the table in his role. And then he goes, as much as I like Brendan Schaub, I'll admit that I thought a lot of stuff that he was saying was hot air. There's a lot of superlatives and celebration. There was not a great deal of substance to his analysis.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, I don't have too many bad words to say about Dan Hardy. I actually like him. I don't take it too bad, but also, Dan, kind of know what you're talking about. So as far as breaking down footwork and substance and analysts, that wasn't the job of this press conference. And the press conference was actually to talk about what just happened that we were witnessing, the pre- and post-fight show, and get people interested into the fight. Again, I love Dan. He's one of the best analysts there is, and I enjoy him, and I think he's going to do great for Sky Sports. I don't have a bad word to say about the guy. The only critique I would have is, you could for him. Listen, if there's a time, for the entire time I'm working with Showtime out here for the fight, the week of in the fight. If there's a time to break down analytics, break down numbers, footwork, game planning to a T, if that's what people want, I can do that, Dan. That's not the point of this. The point of this was they actually asked us not to do that, not to get so technical, because there's a lot of MMA fans, boxing fans who don't want that. So I can do it. The only advice I give to him is, he could use a little more color. Meaning you could lose so much of that footwork and analysis and maybe take notes from Joe Rogan or someone who's not so suited. Get the producer out of here. You're smart, intelligent guy. That's what I give him. This is not shade, but also. And I don't know why he even take a dig. Dan knows I like him.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
But also, there's a reason why they didn't have you on it, Dan. They want ratings, and they want to sell pay-per-views. You're not the guy for that job. I'm not throwing shade at him. It's not your thing. It's just not your thing. He's good at breaking down fights and calling fights. It's the same as like a Joe Rogan to Brian Stan or Joe Rogan Dominic Cruz. Or DC's a little better at it, but Brian Stan and Dominic Cruz are very black and white. There's no humor there. There's not a lot of creativity. Dan Hardy's the same way. They're fighters, right? So, and that's what it is. And I'm sure maybe during the broadcast there'd be room for him to break down the step-by-step stuff. In all honesty, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of that. There's not going to be a whole lot of technique talk. There might be what he's anticipating him doing. But you got to remember, Dan, this is a press conference and it's a pre and post fight show of what we're witnessing and what we hope to see and breaking down each one. So you got to know what you're signing up for. But I have no bad words to say about Hardy. I still respect Hardy. I like Hardy, but stay in your lane.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, what can you do? It's not too bad.
Yeah, not too crazy.
I'm glad he got the gig, though. If anyone's going to do it, he should be the guy.
Cool, man.